Out of Left Field is presented by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Hello everyone, I'm Ken Carr and I thank you for watching. We have so many great local sports stories to tell you today, so let's start with Chapter 1 on the Penn State Hazleton men's golf team. Jason Martonik started the golf program at Penn State Hazleton in 2006. He led the local Lions to Penn State University Athletic Conference championships in 2011 and 2021. He had a strong group coming back to play in 2022, and a repeat title seemed likely. In July, Jason Martonik passed away unexpectedly at the age of 43. The team lost their coach, and so much more.
It was really tough because, for me at least, it was not about losing coach as a coach, more about losing him as a friend. He was a really good friend to us, and it hurt deeply, I think, for everybody on the team I can speak for, and that it hurt us a lot, and it was a very tough thing to overcome. And it just kind of made us bond a little bit more with the team this year. It was nice to try and have a little incentive to work towards as we played, something to try and play for. Trying to make him proud.
Penn State Hazleton's assistant athletic director and friend of Martonik, Ryan Ayton, was named interim head coach for the 2022 season.
We just talked about doing this for Jay. You know, he assembled this group of guys over, a period of time. Some have been with the program for 4 years, some for 2, and just holding true to his ideals, having integrity out on the golf course, honesty, all those things that sort of get wrapped into the sport of golf, hard work, focusing on every shot, and just putting our very best out there for him, because this was the last opportunity to really sort of cement his legacy.
If Penn State Hazleton was going to repeat as conference champions, they were going to need their senior captains, Jeremy Harper and Colin Hoy, to perform at high levels. Harper won back-to-back PSU individual titles in 2020 and 2021, and he was looking for a three-peat in 2022. Things started off great as Harper captured wins at the PSU White Course Invitational and at the Penn State Brandywine Invitational. Then, for the second time in 2022, life changed in the blink of an eye for Harper and the team.
I showed up to practice the one day, and our teammate Joey, he comes up to me and goes, "Did you hear what happened to Jeremy?" I was like, "God, no, what happened?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, he's got in a car accident, he's on his way to the hospital." So right then my heart jumped.
Harper suffered injuries to his one wrist and one of his feet in the accident.
I was going to my orthopedic appointment. I was asking my doctor about it, and he said, well, you know what you're paying the price for with the injuries and everything. You just got to be careful with it. And I told him what about my situation, being a senior and all, and I want to go out on a high note. And it's being lucky. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to put into words,
While Harper was working on getting healthy and getting back on the course, Hoy had to step up.
There was a lot of pressure now being the lead person on the team, knowing that I had to play well in order to compete in the conference. So it was definitely motivating, but it definitely brought out a different player that I didn't know I had, and definitely made me play a lot better as a person. Just try to keep my focus, look ahead, and do the best I can for the team.
At the two-day PSUAC and USCAA championships in State College, Hoy was the top Hazleton scorer. He finished second in the PSUAC and fifth in the National United States Collegiate Athletic Association.
Honestly, it almost felt like I won the tournament, considering how supportive the team was, and everybody that I've talked to was that, how well I played, possibly being my last year. I thought about coming back for next season to use my extra year of eligibility, but for it being maybe my last tournament there, I didn't play so well. Day one, shot 81. I was playing well mid-round and kind of fell apart, so I just knew day two, nothing's off the table. You can't give up, you just got to keep grinding. And I went out there, just kept my focus, just head straight, nothing else mattered, and shot even par. Went from tied 28th after day one to second.
Back from his injuries, Harper placed third at the PSU AC Championships and sixth in the National USCAA, just one shot behind Hoy.
It was kind of hard trying to figure out how to play it throughout the injuries, trying to figure out the yardages. I had to make a lot of adjustments throughout the 2 rounds out there, but yeah, I was glad, to be honest, to be able to put up a score at least, trying to make my contribution to the team and to bring home a championship, which was great.
Best shot or something you had out at the championships? What sticks out in your mind? Anything?
I would say probably the 3rd hole on the first day. Maybe I chipped in for birdie on the 3rd hole there, and it got me going into the right direction.
It took everyone on the team to cement their late coach's legacy. The local Lions ended up winning the conference title over Penn State York by just 1 stroke, 645 to 646. Aaron Kelmer, a Hazleton area high school graduate who played basketball at Penn State Hazleton, joined the golf team over the summer when he found out that Aiton would be coaching.
Actually, in the tournament, the final match, I chipped in for birdie on my last hole, which was yeah, it was kind of exciting. I scored an 87 that round, but and we ended up winning by 1 stroke, so kind of made me feel like I did something.
We had been through so much starting in July when Jay passed. Having some success right off the bat when the season started, but having some failures during the middle of the season. Obviously, losing Jeremy was difficult from a team perspective, and then sort of just this comeback story at the end of the year that was just great to watch and great to be a part of, and especially some of the guys, they saved their best for last. I mean, and it's very interesting having finished up the tournament and finding out that we won by a shot. You can go back and look at pretty much, everybody can go through their mind and say, saved it there, Jeremy Harper makes a 30-foot putt for bogey on the 3rd hole on the 2nd day. Colin Hoy plays the final 3 holes 1 under par. Aaron Kelmer chipping in for birdie on his final hole. I mean, it's just kind of wild. And it makes me think that maybe coach was still watching over us, so that makes me happy. But then, of course, our van broke down, so I think on the way home. So I think once we pulled it off, Jay said, "You guys were on your own at that point."
Did you guys have a moment maybe after you won, just for coach, or did you just kind of knew it was like this was for coach?
No, that's been our motto the whole season: do it for Jay. And after we won, it wasn't do it for Jay; it was did it for Jay.